Does cold crash affect beer carbonation levels? Have you ever wondered if chilling your beer quickly before bottling could change how fizzy it turns out? Cold crashing is a popular step for clarity, but does it mess with carbonation? Let's find out. Cold crashing involves rapidly lowering the temperature of your beer to near freezing, usually after primary fermentation. This causes yeast and other particles to settle at the bottom, making the beer clearer. But since carbonation in bottle-conditioned beers depends on live yeast consuming priming sugar to produce carbon dioxide, you might think cold crashing could interfere. The good news is, cold crashing doesn't usually remove all the yeast. Most yeast remains in suspension or can resuspend after warming up. This means the yeast can still do its job and produce carbon dioxide during bottle conditioning. Some brewers have noticed that combining cold crashing with fining agents like gelatin can reduce yeast levels enough to slow carbonation. If too much yeast is removed, the beer might take longer to carbonate or could be undercarbonated. To prevent this, brewers often add a small amount of fresh yeast before bottling if they plan to cold crash heavily. Another factor is that cold temperatures increase carbon dioxide solubility in the beer. When the beer is cold, it can hold more dissolved gas temporarily. This doesn't mean less carbon dioxide will be produced, but it can make the beer seem more carbonated initially. Once the beer warms up, the dissolved carbon dioxide will come out of solution, giving you the fizz. Practical tips include cold crashing after primary fermentation is complete to clarify without risking too much yeast removal. Avoid overly aggressive fining or extended cold crashing times that might strip out too much yeast. If you do cold crash, it's a good idea to let the beer warm slightly before bottling to help the yeast reactivate. Also, purging the fermenter headspace with carbon dioxide before cold crashing can reduce oxygen exposure, which is good for yeast health. In summary, cold crashing can influence carbonation levels indirectly by reducing yeast in suspension, but if done carefully, it usually doesn't prevent your beer from becoming properly carbonated. Just remember to balance clarity goals with enough yeast remaining for the secondary fermentation process.